Alright, so I'm kind of keeping an eye on my ammo. Looks like it's dwindling. Hopefully that doesn't bite me. Okay. I keep forgetting that I'm still in this, like, castle type thing. It's easy to forget, for me at least. So, yes, you saw correctly. Not one, but two Sábado Gigantes. Just kidding. If you guys don't get that reference, don't worry about it. Just saying. It's like a big thing growing up. I mean, I didn't really understand what it was. It was apparently this, like, I mean, you can guess from the name if you know Spanish. It was a Saturday, and I think it still is going on, as a matter of fact, Saturday evening program, like several hours, and I guess they had everything. They had like games and stuff like that. It was just like, I don't know. It's a big thing. It was a big thing growing up for me, and probably a lot of other people. But anyway, it's just one of those things. And here's the thing. Look, you guys are learning a lot about me as I do these Let's Plays. Like, I don't know if I ever said this before, but I kind of had this thought in my head that I was gonna say, okay, well, what is my contribution to the Let's Play? Okay, and that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to get rid of one of these guys. If I felt a little more, oh boy, if I felt a little more gutsy, I would try to take them both on, because I think they both drop somebody. But I'm not really feeling too confident right now, so especially given the ammo I wasted in that boss fight earlier in the last video. So I'd rather just help myself out as much as I can. But anyway, so I kind of said to myself, okay, what do I want this Let's Play to be? Because in my opinion, I always feel like if you're gonna bother to do internet videos, whether it's Let's Plays or like a blog or something like that, you have to have something, something different to bring to the table. When I was younger, I always was kind of envious of all the popular channels. And I mean, I can understand why I felt that way. I'm not condoning it. I'm not saying it's right, but it's just kind of like, oh man, everybody praises so and so. Everybody praises so and so because he or she. I mean, it's mostly he's. Let's not fool ourselves here. He is able to be very sarcastic or whatever, and so then I tried to emulate those people, but then I found, I mean, it's exactly what people say. It's like, who the heck would want to watch somebody who's just trying to imitate somebody else? Like, it's not fun. If I want to see somebody that has this particular style, then guess what? I'm going to watch the person who originated that style. For example, somebody who is very angry at a game, because the game really sucks. Obviously, I think you have a great sense of who I would watch there. And if you notice, I'm not really subscribed to a lot of Let's Players. That's partly my fault, because I just don't have a lot of time to watch different people, and I'm sure there's a lot of very talented people out there that are very entertaining, but it's just it's kind of difficult to like sift through Let's Plays and kind of devote that time to watching people and becoming invested. So my apologies. So, like I said, sifting through videos, I really don't want to watch somebody imitating the angry video game nerd or anything like that. Now, that's not to say you can't take inspiration from the greats, like from the big channels, but you have to still make it your own. And that was something I had to learn, and I'm still learning it. So I said to myself, okay, what am I gonna bring to the table? And I said, you know what? Just gotta make it a life journal. I think you guys know that by now. If you guys have been following my videos, I just kind of randomly comment about things going on in my life and kind of things I'm thinking of, random things that kind of pop into my head. That's just how I am, I'm never gonna be the person that's gonna curse a lot. I do curse. I can curse like a sailor. I just choose not to. So it's just, why would I imitate? And I know, I guess what's that saying? Imitation is a form of flattery, and I guess it is, but I also have respect for those people. They were creative enough to come up with a concept for their channel, whether it's a YouTube channel, Twitch channel, Hitbox, whatever. And they came up with it. So I have respect to say I'm not gonna step on their toes. Like, why would I? You know? I think that's incredibly disrespectful, in my opinion. So I don't do it. I used to, but I try not to anymore. So anyway, to make a long story short, in case you guys were kind of confused as to what my style is, there really isn't much of a style. It's just me just kind of pulling out of the universe of my life, out of my own universe, things to talk about. And yes, every once in a while I remember that I'm actually commenting over a game. No, I try to, like, I don't know, if it's a little distracting, let me know. I can always, I don't know. Then again, to be fair, you can choose not to watch it, just like I choose not to watch people. This is kind of how it is, you know. But and the other thing for me is also, like I said, I do have a great deal of time constraint. I know I mentioned that before. So it would be kind of nice to have more time to, like, invest in not just actual video making, you know, recording the videos, doing the commentary, editing, etc., all the steps that I usually follow. But I would also love if I had the time to also, like I said, kind of network, look for people that I can enjoy, you know, look for Let's Players whose videos I can enjoy, and so on and so forth, and kind of be part of a community. People watch my videos, I watch their videos, etc. Speaking of that, that's why it's like something I don't like in terms of Google Plus, you know, Google Plus communities, that in general. There is, if you look right now, go to Google Plus and look for any community that is focused on people sharing their Let's Plays, people sharing their Twitch channels, whatever it is they want to share. Look for those communities, and I can almost guarantee you that, I won't say all of them, but I'll say about 90% of them are just people going into the community saying, here, check out my channel, or here, check out this video. And then, of course, nobody checks out the video, because guess what those other people are doing? They're doing the same thing too. Hey, check out my video, check out my stuff, and that's it. And then other than that, you're not invested in anyone else. Nobody's invested in your channel, in your content. So this area here, I'm not sure if these bugs are infinite. I know I've gotten hung up here quite a few times, so I'm trying to be very careful to not get surrounded and kind of killed. Let's just put it that way. But anyway, like, that's something to me, it defeats the purpose. It defeats the purpose. It should be that if you share your content, people should watch it, just like you should take the responsibility to watch other people's stuff as well. And kind of related to that, that might make it seem like I support sub for sub, that kind of thing. I don't. I really don't. I'm not going to subscribe to someone, no offense to anybody, but I'm not going to subscribe to someone just because they subscribe to me. Now, if I look at their channel and I say, hey, you know, those videos are actually kind of awesome, they put a lot of work into what they put in their channel, then, and if I enjoy it, of course I'm going to subscribe to them. But if someone subscribes to me and asks me, hey, can you sub my channel, and I look at their channel and there's like no videos, or like one video from 7 months ago, then I have to question that. I'm like, I don't know why I would be subbing to you. I'm sorry, you know? Just like if I were to like stop making videos, of course I would expect that people would not only not subscribe to me, but unsubscribe to me. I'm completely okay with that. I understand that, you know? So it's just this whole big culture of, and I've just noticed it as kind of a general thing with people with channels and stuff like that. It's kind of, at least in my experience, I know not everybody has the same experience. Some people are pretty fortunate. They find people that are very supportive of them, and they kind of support each other as they cast, and kudos to them. Good for them for finding a good support group like that. I have people that support me. I'm not gonna kind of make a blanket statement that's wrong and say nobody supports me, but it's just, I haven't really found that camaraderie, that deep camaraderie yet. And I understand why I stopped casting on Twitch. And to be honest, I go to these websites now, and they just, for me, don't really hold the same appeal anymore. It's like, half of the channels I come across are kind of gimmicky, and it's just like, I just, whatever happened to watching someone just play a game just for the sake of playing the game? Apparently that is so, what is it? That's so unfashionable. That is just kind of so, oh, that's boring. You're playing a game just to play a game. I'm like, isn't that what video games are all about? And, you know, I understand that people have these challenges that they put themselves through. So I have kind of self-imposed challenges for certain games just to kind of make things interesting. But for me, it should add to the game's experience. It should allow me to continue to enjoy the game, and perhaps even enjoy the game in a new and exciting way. And if I can't do that, if the challenge itself is getting in the way of me enjoying the game, then guess what? I'm not going to do the challenge. Like I said before, that's why I don't speedrun. Now, I have all the respect in the world for people that speedrun in games. They have a greater amount of patience and tolerance than I do, so that takes a tremendous amount of skill and, like I said, patience. But even so, if that's what it would take for me to get views on a channel, then I'm sorry, I'm just not gonna do it. And I'm not gonna play a game just to get views on my channel. It's just how it is. It's just not. I have, you know, I have to maintain my integrity. I play games for fun. That is how I grew up, playing games for fun. So that's how it is for me. So that's just my experience. And I know I've talked a lot about my experience in Twitch, and I do believe that's the other part I need to put on my little Burger King crown, so I think I can finally sell it. I like how Ashley is kind of like the picture in this intermission screen, and she's like nowhere to be found. We're moving along. My gosh, I've been playing this game for almost 8 hours now. Holy cow. Alrighty, moving along. I know there's a merchant around here. I can sell some stuff to him. I think he's actually right over there, so I can just kind of pay him a visit. So, like I said, it's just something I have to think about. And the other thing is also, like I said, the time element for me. I just don't have the time. I really don't. But that's how it is. Alrighty, so still no blue eye. I'm just very unlucky with these butterfly lamps. But I'm going to hold on to them until I absolutely cannot hold on to them anymore. just kind of reading this letter here. As far as I know, the girl was injected with the egg before you. Alrighty.
Welcome.
4-3. I don't know if there's a 4-4. I do believe there is, but
what are you buying?
we'll find out soon enough.
What are you selling?
Not a bad
Is that all, stranger?
profit.
Is that all? Thank you.
So,
Come back, Eddie.
by the way, I'm currently on jury duty, just a random kind of life note there. And I kind of like it. I'm one of the few people that actually enjoys it. I don't know, it's just kind of interesting. Just interesting the things you learn about the law and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm just really enjoying it. I guess I don't want to go into too much detail because I don't want to get in trouble. You know, I'm doing my civic duty and I have to abide by the rules there. So we'll just wait and see how the next couple days play out. If anything exciting happens, I'll let you guys know in a very vague and roundabout manner. Alright. This is a very ominous, area here, huh? What is that tower in the distance? I don't know. So I know there's enemies in the area. Let's see how many I can pick off before they get alerted. I can actually... Some of them, I guess, are deaf, so they can't really tell that I'm there yet. So... Just thinking... Just thinking about life in general. Things like that. And you know what I was thinking about too? Movies. And specifically, I always kind of play this game with myself. I haven't really played this game with anybody, but when I'm watching a movie, and I don't know if it's usually an action movie, I always try to pay attention and wait to see what line an actor says that you can tell he or she kind of gave it their all, or the line that seems like they thought, oh man, this is gonna be the coolest line ever. People are gonna shout it and chant it and stuff like that. And it's not about a line being good. It's just a line being memorable. So it could be the cheesiest line ever, and by that I mean get to the chopper and that sort of thing, that kind of thing. And so I kind of like to play this game with myself. Guess which line the actor felt was going to be their iconic line in the movie. So, for example, I'll give you an example so that way you guys can see. Crimson Tide, awesome movie, by the way. I mean, I think it was directed by Tony. Was it directed by Tony Scott? I think it was. R.I.P. But it was awesome. And I just remember there's this one line in the middle of the movie. This guy is just randomly trying to get this guy to agree with him on something, trying to get this other guy to do something. So what does he say? You don't put on a condom unless you're gonna fuck. And I'm just like, dude, okay, you know what? That line actually is awesome. It's so stupid that it is awesome. I love it. And you could tell that the actor was just like, yep, that's gonna be my iconic line. So that kind of thing. So now you know the game, so now you guys can play the game and you guys can tell me what lines you think are an actor's iconic line, or what they think is their iconic line. Alright, so just gonna keep on. I'm always kind of leery of that structure to the left over there, because you probably can hear it now, but there's a couple guys in there with chainsaws. I think there's 2 guys in there with chainsaws. So first I always like to kind of make sure this area is clear before I even think about going in there. And there's one other dude across the way. Let's take care of him. So I just find that amazing, don't you? So I'm trying to think of other lines. I can't think of any at the moment. I played this game so much and yet I can't think of any other lines. You know, I have to watch more action movies. It's been a while since I've seen a good action movie. You know which action movie I've never seen? Lethal Weapon. I've never seen it. And I was born in the 80s, so I should know. I know what Lethal Weapon is. And I know the basic premise of it, but I've never seen it, so I don't know. One of these days I have to kind of sit down and check it out. Alrighty. I think this area is finally clear. So. Gonna go ahead and see what's going on over here. And always leery of these stupid bear traps. So, another movie that I really liked a lot, and it's gonna sound interesting, is Serenity. I never saw the show. I didn't even know it was based on a show. I just remember seeing the preview for it, and I didn't know who Nathan Fillion was at the time, so I didn't know anybody in the movie. But I just remember that the humor was kind of sticking out to me. I'm just kind of like, oh, you know, this humor is actually pretty interesting. It was like nothing I'd ever heard before. So I said, you know what? I really want to watch this movie. I didn't get a chance to watch it in the theaters, but I wound up watching it eventually when it came out on a movie channel, and I wasn't disappointed. I actually really liked Serenity a lot, and I still have yet to watch the show. I know they give episodes of it, Firefly, here and there, so I kind of catch a few minutes, but one of these days I have to like sit down and actually like watch it. So there you have this guy. I have no idea if he's dead or not, but I'm just gonna... Oh my god. Oh, he did die. Sweet. That always helps, you know. Key to the mine. Excellent. I think there's more enemies down here. I'm sure there are. Aha, yes. So you see there were two. Oh dear. See. That's a nice pleasant surprise if you're not expecting it. I remember the first time realizing that there were two chainsaw guys in here, plus these other regular enemies, and I about shit my pants. So. Oh, hello. Hi, other guy. Thank God he didn't have a chainsaw too. Yeah, how did that work out for you with the fire? Dumbass. Oh my god. Okay, I don't understand where that leads. Oh. I was gonna ask where she came from, but there's a ladder that's going up there, so she, I guess, wisened up and grew a brain and said, you know what? I want to try to flank this guy. It didn't work out, but, you know, you gotta give her credit where credit is due. So, you know, you see my OCD kicking in here. This game was like built, this part of the game right here was built for people with OCD. It's like, it is satisfying making sure your inventory is as neat as is possible, and when it's not, you know, making sure it is organized is always fun. Okay. So we're gonna keep on going. Let's see what's behind door number 75.